Yes, you have to go on camera, so you have to join on your phone.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. I'm dead, dead, dead.
He said, I'm dead,
Oh,
dead,
but if I
dead.
go live, people on my side are gonna see it.
The people on the people on your side and my side will see it.
What the hell kind of shenanigans is this, boy?
Just get in here.
People are gonna make fun of me, but
Sorry, guys, we're waiting on Casey to get in here so he can join the live, so y'all can hear him while we talk to the on YouTube as well.
man, what are you talking about? I'm in the live, bro. I've been
You
just
are
watching
you
it.
on your are you on your laptop?
No, I'm not. Yeah, I am actually.
Well then you won't let you join the live if you're on your laptop. You have to be on your phone, fool.
I can't do it on my phone. The bottom half of my screen don't work.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. You just
I don't know what to tell you, boy. The
well
fuck?
here make a live on your Facebook account, and then I'll join you and just name it Countdown to Green, and then because I can join on
I
my phone.
can't do it with my computer. I don't have a camera on it.
You don't have a camera on your computer?
No.
Oh boy.
Code.
Yo.
What Willow Springs track are we using? What variant?
The nine. I think there's one with 9 turns, ain't it?
There's one with 9 and one with 11.
Not the 9 turn one.
That's fine. Alright, it's a. Oh, Lord, Lord, oh, Lord.
All right, we're just gonna talk through here then, Casey. I'll just send the link out on Facebook. Facebook.
Well, that's gay, gay, gay. On your marks, gentlemen. On green. Go! Oh, good. How do I turn this off? I gotta click the side button. Stupid motherfucker.
Hey, we're live, so kind
I
of.
said motherfudger.
I know you did, but you said.
I almost.
What?
So who's ready for the race?
Dalton. All right. Welcome to the Countdown to Green show. I'm here alongside my buddy,
Casey!
and we're here to bring you all the coverage of the Countdown to Green show. I'm Code Man, as y'all know, your local host. Hope y'all enjoying it. Today we're gonna give y'all a little insight on last week's race at Bristol. We're going to give y'all a talk about the 4 championship drivers, and we're going to talk a little bit about the track. Just kind of give y'all a sweet, short, and nice little 30-minute segment of the race hub. So, with the countdown to green. Casey, you weren't here last week, so you don't really know much what happened, but what are your thoughts and sights on Bristol? Do you like the track? Do you not like the track? How do you feel about it?
That track is a piece of poop, but every racer loves their good old Bristol.
Yeah, it's a tough track to get around. A lot of, you can run the top, the bottom, the middle. A lot of guys like the top because it's so much faster. A lot of guys like the bottom because, they can't get off that top like they can that bottom. Are you a top guy or a bottom guy when it comes to Bristol?
Top guy, baby. Show that one.
uh, yeah, I'm not sure who we seen winning last week. I don't. Been about a week and a half ago since we had the Bristol race. But we're gonna talk.
Who was top 5?
I'm not sure. But we're gonna talk a little bit about the inside on the top 4 drivers, and we actually have 2 out of the 4 drivers in the party. So we'll let Casey do a little interview on both of them, and which is myself and B Me, and we'll get a little interview on them and let them give their insights on going into tonight. We got Motivated's leading points. I'm in second. B Me is third, and Fireman is fourth. Um, So, the way it works tonight is it's not whoever is the points winner, it's how who the highest finishing person of the race. So if I go in and I finish third and everybody else finishes seventh, eighth, and ninth, I win the championship. Just like they do in real NASCAR, it's not based off points. Right now, Motivated is the regular season champion when it comes to the points. So congratulations to Motivated Man Dan on winning the regular season championship. I'll turn it over to Casey and let him interview either me or B Million first, whichever one he wants to. So Casey.
All right. So, Mr. B Million,
Yes, what's going on, buddy?
what you think about the whole race? You think it was a very tough competition out there on that track?
I think in our league, most races are pretty much tough, so you just got to do what you can do to make it to the end, really.
So, how was your whole pitting strategy, and how did you feel comfortable with being behind the wheel?
The wheel took a little getting used to, but sometimes I feel like you get a disadvantage, and sometimes I think it works in your favor. So it's really like a balancing thing. And when it comes to the race tonight, I don't know about pitch strategy yet. It's not really my best track. Kind of hoping and praying for the best. Maybe some of the good guys get caught up early and some stuff. So we'll just have to fill it out and see how it goes. But for the most part, I've had a pretty good season. I hope everybody had fun, and tonight will conclude a champion.
So, for you as being a top lead in the race, do you think this final race, you think you're gonna show up and show out?
I'll give it everything I have, for sure. But everybody's got their comfort zone as far as track preference and that kind of stuff. And this is not my greatest track. I mean, it's not my worst track either. But like I said, it depends on if you get track position early, maybe you can make a run at it. I mean, I'm going to give it everything I have, but based on previous practice, lap times, and stuff like that, it might be just a little bit long. But you never know what can happen in a race, so you always try to go into a mindset you give it what you can and get what you can out of the car. Maybe make some adjustments to get it better. We'll see. Just
Code man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Got a few questions for you, sir.
Yes, sir. Give me just a second. I do not have the party audio on, so they did not hear y'all talking.
Oh, Lord.
That is
I thought that was a good one. My bad.
that was a oopsie daisy.
Really good. That was actually really good.
That was a oopsie daisy. That was a oopsie daisy on my part.
We were so serious, too. You screwed up. You're cut.
Actually, it is. No, actually, it was not on my end.
Actually, it is.
It was not on my end because my share partyo is checked. It is on B Million or Casey's end. Y'all do not have your voice to allow to be shared, so you have to go into the actual party screen and go to party settings and allow your voice to be always allowed shared.
Hey, dude, I just reset my whole thing, so it's probably me.
Yeah, it was Casey's not. You can't hear Casey either.
You hear me?
Dalton, we're not talking to you.
Oh, there it is. Allow your voice to be shared.
That's on me, bro.
Oh my
That's
lord!
On hey,
All
dude,
right,
I had to
so we're gonna
recover my
redo
dang
this.
thing today.
We're gonna redo this whole interview with B Million from Casey's side. That way, you ladies and gentlemen can hear what they've got to say. Let's do a sound check. Make sure when Casey and them's good. Make sure we can hear them.
All right. Sound check. 1, 2.
Sound check.
Sound check. 1, 2.
Sound check.
All right, y'all are good now. All right, redo, take 2.
I don't even remember the questions I asked him, but I'm just gonna wing it on this one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Mr. B Million, how you doing today?
I'm hanging in there, buddy. How are y'all?
Not too bad, not too bad. So, what are your expectations for this whole race?
I expect it to be what I am, which is not great at Phoenix, but you never know. Things happen in long races like tonight, especially with 150 laps. Uh, Guys can make mistakes, me included. So hopefully keep the cautions to a minimum, keep everybody kind of spread out so we can get a feel for the car early, so we know how to adjust later on. So, and that way we can put on a good show for everybody.
Yeah. So, for the the first NASCAR game that you've ever played in, which was what?
Oh man, you're talking about like in the late '90s, bro.
Okay, so the starting of this league when they were doing NASCAR Heat 3, were you associated with that as well?
I kind of been in and out. I've participated in a few leagues. That's how I met the league owner, Code Man, was on Heat 3, and
Yeah.
I've been with them for a majority of the time, but I've kind of bounced around from one particular group to another.
So between the percentage of the races that you've been in, you felt confident enough to take a lead and all that. Do you think you're a successful driver at times and you can keep yourself steady?
Well, like this year in our series with Code, we've had some pretty good competition. So it's a matter of keeping up with some of the guys. Some of the guys come in are really quick, and so which is what you want because it makes you better as a driver. But at the same time, we've had some good racing, and a lot of the races, like my favorites, are usually the guys that don't like tracks such as road courses or the triangles, stuff like that. But there are some tracks that I'm pretty strong at, and that's what got me here to this point. But there's also some tracks that I struggle on, and that's why you play in these leagues is try to perfect your personal driving style. And thankfully, the Code Man, we've had a bunch of people in here that kind of keep it interesting, so it's never one guy dominating. But I feel like I've had some pretty good runs at times, and also struggled at times. So it's just it's a humble league. It'll keep you on your toes, and I guess that's what the fans like to watch, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Awesome. Last question. Is there anyone who always seems to make it particularly hard on you on the tracks?
I wouldn't say any one individual in particular, because like I said, each driver in our league has strength at certain areas and maybe a disadvantage at others. So I wouldn't say it's one person all the time. But you have your guys that you're racing, especially with practice times and stuff like that. You know how quick they are and how consistent some of the guys can be. So I wouldn't say one person in particular. I would just say that the racing between the guys at particular skill levels are great at certain tracks, not so at others. But like I said, it keeps it interesting. It keeps the viewers happy because it's not always one dude dominating all the time, and it gives everybody a chance to improve and to learn about certain tracks that you might not be the greatest at. So, grain of salt, but not one person in particular. No, to answer your question.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Million.
I appreciate it, buddy.
And Mr. Codeman.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Fine as dandy, baby. I got a few questions for you.
Yes, sir.
Personally, what would be a code of conduct for you on the track?
Uh, I kind of race people how I want to be raced. I kind of take if you race me, beat and bang on me, I'm gonna beat and bang on you. It don't matter who you are. If you want to go off in the corner and ram me in the tail, I'll go off in the corner and ram you in the tail. I race you how you race me kind of racer. That's just how I am. I try not to race dirty. Rubbing's racing. There's going to be, especially with it being Phoenix, there's going to be a lot of rubbing. There's going to be a lot of racing. But everybody, should have to use a brake, know they need to use their brake in order to get through the corners.
Thank you. So how could you describe yourself in this race? Do you think you're going to be at the top podium today?
Well, as being one of the second in points, fighting for a championship, a lot of tough guys out here. B-Man is going to be strong, Motivated is going to be strong, Fireman's going to be right there in the mix. I'm going in this race with 0 practice laps. Have not practiced none at this track, have not thrown anything at it. I'm just going to wing it and hope for the best. It's kind of, I struggle with this track, especially I struggle with 3 and 4. And I wouldn't consider it 4. I just consider it a big 3. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You can run slap up against the wall, or you can run slap to the bottom of the apron. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of excited. I'm ready. I mean, going to give it my best shot and throw at it and put this number 2 Ford F-150 and try to put it in victory lane.
That's awesome. Another question, what would be one of your weaknesses that's going to be out on the track today, do you think?
Keeping tires on the car, especially with it being, the tire wear being as hard as it is on the trucks, and they already being, tough to keep on the trucks. It's going to definitely be hard to, conserve tires. Fuel's not going to be, 150 laps. Fuel's not going to be a problem, I don't feel like. I feel like it's going to be more so who can keep the tires in the truck and who can be conservative.
What do you think would be the most challenging situation on this big track?
This track is very hard to pass on, in my opinion. Either you've got to, kind of bump somebody going in turn 2 and move them up, or turn 1, move them up the track and kind of go under them, or you've got to know how to work the outside, or, especially with turn, going in turn 3, you've got to, kind of get under them or get a run off of 2 and get under them and then go in turn 3. This track is very hard to pass at.
Awesome, Cole, man. Thank you very much for that time.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And whenever Casey gives me the mic back, I'll go with the next section.
Go ahead, sir. You take it over.
You take it over. All right. We're going to talk about the track a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. We got 150 laps. Long race, 3 stages. Not sure how many laps each stage is, but it's 3 stages. These guys will be doing manual cautions only, no relaxed, no strict cautions. It will be manual cautions. The only thing that will be on is black flags for when you speed in pit road. This is a flat track. I consider it a flat track. It's 1 mile in length all the way around. It's in turns 1 and 2, it's 8 degree to 9 degree banking. On the front stretch, you got 0 to 11 degree in banking. The dog leg has got 10 degree to 11 degree in banking. Turns 3 and 4 have 9 degree. Turns 3 and 4 9 degree. On the front stretch is 3 degrees. The front stretch length is 1,551 in length. So there's a lot to it, to this track. Like I was saying earlier, you can coming across the finish line, you'll see a lot of guys try to cut almost to the entrance of pit road. As you've seen, I think it was last week or the week before, Brad Keselowski took and ran all the way almost to the pit road. I mean, even Jeff Gordon said that you couldn't get no lower than what you were. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do with this track. It's, a very wide track, and it narrows up in places. Pit road's going to be tricky getting on because it's in the corner and you have to lock your brakes down to be ready. So there's a lot of things when it comes to, this track. And, Casey, I don't know if you've ever run on this track. So like I said, it's a very challenging track. It's almost like a Pocono, where, it changes in so many different ways. You get what I'm saying, Casey?
Get a lot of whiplash on that neck, boy.
I don't really know how many, we'll go back to B-Man. B-Man, do you think it's, 3 corners, 4 corners, 5 corners? How many corners would you picture this track having?
Well, like you said, when you say it's really hard to pass, I guess where you gain or lose the most time would probably be in the entry to turn 3 and coming off towards the start-finish line. And like you said about Brad Keselowski dropping it really low. And really, you have to try to outbrake someone into 1 and 2. That's really your only passing opportunities you have. So unless less guys are a little bit tight to start off with and kind of hit the wall or whatever. But the track also takes a lot of grip after, I don't know, about 10, 15 laps. So you got to keep on top of your truck constantly. It's not going to run the same every time. And so you'll get a little bit of a higher lane, or I would say a mid lane through 1 and 2 later on in the runs. So it just depends on your driving style, where you like to keep the car. You got to stay in the throttle. If not, you're just going to get blown by. So.
Right. In my opinion, with like turn 3, I kind of cut the corner. I say, I kind of sweep out going in and kind of cut once I'm in the center, and then I let the truck drift back up. That's how I run 3 and 4, and then I cut back on the apron. But I noticed like a lot of guys that I've run with in the past, they don't cut down on the apron. They try to stay on the track surface. How when it comes to your driving line, how are you here?
Generally, coming out of 3, I like to get close to that inside barrier wall, and then I like to be able to get in the throttle right back out towards the wall hitting the line. And then once I hit the line, depending on how the track congestion is, if I got a clear lane in front of me, I will drop back down underneath the yellow line to try to shorten the distance between turn 4 and turn 1. So obviously the shortest way around a track's the inside, but it all depends on if you can maintain your momentum. So if you do it wrong, you have to brake harder, you have to roll further. So it's just a driving style issue, I think. But that's how I like to run 3 and 4, is deep in and high off.
Right. And like I said, there's a lot of fast guys in here tonight. Lot of very competitive guys. But like I said, the championship 4 is fighting really hard. Everybody, all 4 of them want to win a championship. And as I just got word, I don't know if Motivated's going to be making it. So if he don't make it, it'll be between me and Fireman and myself. Tough break for him if he doesn't make it. Which Motivated, he'll tell you one thing, and then he's the type of a guy that he'll just pop up out of nowhere. So you kind of just, he's kind of like one of them guys you just kind of got to play with. You just go with the flow.
It's almost like an eclipse, don't you say, right?
Right. Fireman, he's struggling with a toothache. He's not really wanting to get in the car, but he said he wants to race because he's fighting for a championship, and all he said he wants to do is beat that B million guy. He said that's all he wants to do.
That's a strong competitor down on those lines, eh?
Right. I agree. Seeing Kyle Busch when he broke his leg, he was wanting to get back in the car with a broke leg. So I mean, it takes a very strong competitor to get back in the car once something like that happens, or they're in pain. So I mean, as you've seen, Bubba Wallace, he got out of the car and could barely stand up from the heat exhaustion after the Charlotte race. So, I mean, there's takes a very hard, strong, tough driver to stay in a car or get in a car when they're in so much pain or they're hurting.
Yeah, I'll say this too. 150 laps here, it's going to take a lot of focus. I mean, I know some people just watch, some people actually participate in the driving on some of these tracks, and you got to hit a mark 150 times in a row on a championship night, or it may not end up well for you. So you don't want to leave anything on the track. Going for a championship, you want to make sure you hit your marks. And 150, much less if you're dealing with a toothache or any other problem that wouldn't keep you at 100% on your best. So, hats off to him. He tries to make it. He runs well, and we hope he does, and we hope to have a good competition for the championship.
Oh yeah, I agree. I'm ready. Pre-race ceremonies will kick off after qualifying. Qualifying will be at 6 p.m. tonight. Pre-race ceremonies will kick off after that. We will have the 4 championship drivers will be giving a driver introduction thing, as they will say their truck number, where they're from, their name, and give a little bit about themselves. So the fans kind of get an insight on the championship 4. Other than that, everybody else, don't say nothing. So if you want to tune in and watch it, it'll be 150 laps, 3 stages, about 6:15 tonight. So for the race, I will be going live for qualifying. It will be about 6 o'clock for that. So if you want to watch, make sure you tune in and get all the action. I'm Code Man, and I'm alongside.
Insidious Craves.
And we are going to head on out of here and end this live stream. So until then, see y'all at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, go.
Go ahead, don't forget to put in the comments, pull for 22.
Yes, sir. Make sure you pull for that number 22.